Moving along, we arrive to Bag H, front spindle and CVA assembly. Once again, like always, let's start out by cutting those bags open, getting our contents out on the table so we have readily accessible parts that we need for this build. Be mindful not to lose anything, as it is essential for the build itself. Hope everybody's enjoying the build, enjoying the videos. So let's start out by grabbing our drive shafts. Now this is just like having constructed the rear assembly, the rear CVA assembly. And so we're going to start with the pin that goes into the shaft there, follow that with the hub axle. And to hold that on, we're going to insert a pin. Now using grease can help to keep everything stuck together a little bit, as the viscosity of the grease can help hold things and keep it lubricated in the joint there. Next, let's grab our hub and the spindle arms and make sure that you place this in the right position. There's a little cove in which they fit, which will make everything work appropriately. From there, let's grab them and stack them and screw the 2 button head screws in. At this point, my hands are cramping. You'll see me start to open and close my hands slightly. These guys are cramping up big time. That's part of hand wrenching. Once we've screwed the screws into the spindle arm, checking for any errors, let's get our bearings inserted. Larger bearing on the inside, smaller bearing on the outside. And let's insert our drive shaft and hub axle through, and to secure it in place, we insert the small pin and followed by the hub axle. Now, the hub axle has a small little space for a set screw. Let's get our thread lock and let's apply some thread lock there and tighten down on the set screw so we get no movement in the hub axle. Let's do that to both of them and they'll be complete. Now let's grab our spindle carrier, and you'll notice that at the top and bottom portion of the spindle carrier there are 2 holes in which we will insert the king pin. The book suggests to thread prior to assembling the spindle carrier, but I found it easy to just go ahead and push through and tighten down on those king pins, and it worked just fine. Be mindful that there are small little set screws just in front of the axle, the hub axle, that you want to put your little set screws into. As we move forward, we look to assemble the suspension arms and the drive shafts. In doing so, we insert the hinge pin at the end as we fix the spindle carrier to the suspension arm. There's a small screw which gets placed just beside the hinge pin to keep it in place. Let's tighten down on those screws. Remember to not tighten down too much, as you could strip the joint. Next, we want to apply our ball links to the spindle arms and to the spindle carrier. These are where our links are going to be attaching. The camber links and the steering links will attach to these, so let's tighten down on those screws. Start to apply our set screws. Quite a few of them located, so just be mindful of finding where they go and inserting them. Be mindful not to lose these set screws. These are important, as small as they may be. They may seem useless, but they have them there for a reason. Once this is done, check your work to make sure nothing is missing, and you will have completed front spindle and CVA assembly.